in my life, when you are in a hole, the first thing you should do is stop digging. What we have done with this budget is that we have dug the hole deeper.
Nigeria is finished. This present government has sold Nigeria. Honestly, the Buhari-led government has sold Nigeria. Do you know that by the end of Buhari's tenure, the next incoming government will be inheriting about 77 trillion naira in debt? Oh my God, Nigeria is finished.
See as I leak, it's because of this government where we dey so. Kili everywhere, hunger everywhere. How much did they buy rice before? How much did they buy rice now? Now you get 1,000 naira, come be like say no even get 1 naira for pocket.
See, I want pass my message to Buhari. I want make it like say if today this about youth carry gun, you come there for their house. May they not take come as anything, no. You see, people don't try because they push us to the wall and we go bounce back very soon. So me they take time. Wait.
By the time Buhari leaves office, the incoming government will be inheriting 77 trillion naira in debt. So guys, I want to tell you that things are really looking bad for Nigeria. Things are going wrong. Things are not looking good at all. The statistics that are being released now, they are so scary. They are really so scary. Oh my God. You need to understand. I don't know if Nigerian youths even understand the implication of all this. Because I still see some youths queuing behind APC and PDP. I don't know if they understand the implications of some of these statistics that are being released lately. Honestly, please, let the truth be told. Things are not really looking good, you know. Please, let the truth be told. Things are not really looking good for this country. And now that we have the opportunity to change the narrative, I still see some youths, you know, saying that they want to vote for APC. They want to vote for PDP. Can't we make a change for heaven's sake?
The breakdown of this year's budget of 21.8 trillion shows defense and security got the lion's share of 2.98 trillion. The budget has a deficit of 11.3 trillion. At the breakdown of 2023 appropriation in Abuja, 8% of the revenue is expected from the oil sector, while 22% will be from non-oil sector. The federal government also revealed that the incoming administration will inherit 77 trillion naira debt by the time President Buhari's tenure ends in May.
So guys, you have heard it for yourself. The next incoming government is really going to suffer, honestly. Because of the misrule of the APC-led government. Nigerians, you should be wise now. Vote the right person. Vote a creative leader, because whosoever is going to take over from Mr. Buhari is going to meet so many challenges. It's not the one, it's not blah blah blue. This one needs brain that is very active. This one needs brain that thinks. Not I have a team shift. No, this one is not El-Rufai answer. The woman leader answer. You will be the one to take responsibility, because Nigerian people will come to ask you questions, not your team. So guys, let us be wise in voting. God has given us the opportunity to turn things around. Vote for Mr. Peter Obi if you want Nigeria to be better, because Nigeria is in a mess and we need somebody that has active cognitive power to save Nigeria.
It's Peter Obi. My reason is that, you know, Tinubu is already the governor of Lagos State before, and everybody don't see what Tinubu do for Lagos. All these area boys and all those people that Tinubu get there. So, and Atiku don't be vice president before. I'm from Adamawa State. I never, when Atiku be vice president, I never see anything where Atiku do for Adamawa State. So everybody don't see what Peter Obi do for Anambra State when he be governor.
My name is Dabo Bivan. I'm from Kaduna State. Peter Obi is my favorite, and the reason is I look at him as a good leader, person that can hold Nigeria.
Nigerian youths, I beg you people, wake up. Oh. Your future is gone. The future of your children. These people have mortgaged everything. Some of them have houses outside the country. Their children are not in Nigeria. All the money they borrowed, they've taken it into their own personal accounts. They have nothing to show for. See where we are. And you still see youths attending APC rallies. You see youths, Nigerian youths.
Arise business and energy correspondent Oyi Sunday tells us more.
While the focus is usually on the total projected amount, current and recurrent expenditure, the place to look is the actual allocation to critical sectors of the economy, which gives a clear picture of what the budget really offers. Well, some might argue that the percentage allocated to the current and recurrent expenditure says all there is to say about the budget. So let's begin there. The 21.83 trillion naira budget, with an oil price benchmark of $75 per barrel, has a recurrent expenditure of 8.33 trillion naira. The capital expenditure of 6.46 trillion naira is 3% of the total expenditure and lower than the 3.5% recorded in 2022. At 6.3 trillion naira, debt service is 29% of total expenditure, 71% higher than the 2022 estimate, which includes interest payment of 1.2 trillion naira for the contested Ways and Means.
Nigerians, we are in a deep hole, but I pray that God will save us. Honestly, when you elect the wrong leaders, you know Nigeria is a blessed country. The only problem we have is the problem of leadership. And where is it coming from? It's coming from the citizens who elect the wrong leaders. When you elect people, they give you money and you sell your vote. What do you expect? You expect more suffering. You expect more anguish for yourself.
In terms of debt management, again, I'm sure the audience here is familiar with our medium-term debt management strategy, which has some fiscal sustainability measures, including that public debt as a percentage of GDP should not be more than 40%. Domestic and external debt ratio should be 70-30. So at public debt to GDP, we have 22.8%. This is as at 2022, but this has since moved on to 35.33%. Once we, this is as of September, once we adjust to the Ways and Means that has already been approved to be securitized. So once we bring it in, this will take us to 35.33%.
A look at
So guys, you can see that a larger portion of our revenue is used in servicing debt. As in, it's getting to the point that Nigeria may not even be able to service its debt. Honestly, because we lack creative leaders. We just borrow money, share them into our pockets, and begin to tax Nigerians to be paying for those debts. You know, they are dependent on Nigerians to pay for the money they borrowed that they can't account for. Ask me, all the money that were borrowed, where are they? Ask me where the projects are. Where are the roads? Where are the schools? They can't even meet ASU demand. Honestly, look at how bad Nigeria has gone. Look at the kidnapping. Look at the unemployment. Look at the food prices. Things are going bad for the ordinary Nigerian. And you can imagine we are getting to the point that even servicing those debts is going to be a big fight for Nigeria. And still, at this point, Nigerians are not still ready to get it right.
the critical sectors show that defense and security gets the lion's share with 2.98 trillion naira, followed by education at 1.79 trillion naira. Infrastructure gets 1.24 trillion naira, while health gets 1.15 trillion naira. The overall budget deficit is 11.34 trillion naira for 2023. The budget's deficit is to be financed mainly by borrowings. 7 trillion naira will come from domestic sources, 1.76 trillion from foreign sources, 1.77 billion from multilateral and bilateral loan drawdowns, and 206.1 billion from privatization proceeds.
So guys, you have heard it for yourself. The next incoming government is really going to suffer. Please, we need a creative leader. We need a leader that has ideas that will come and show us the way forward. Fellow Nigerians, we need a leader that has some creative ideas to help us come out of this mess. Nigeria is in a mess. Please, let the truth be told. If you are there watching this video, please just look at how things are. Look at your own family. Look at where you are coming from. Look at your extended family. Look at how they are faring. Look at how insecurity is the talk of the town in Nigeria, because there are so many idle minds. Look at the unemployment level in Nigeria. This present government promised to give 100 million Nigerians job, but today we have more than 100 million Nigerians that have been thrown into poverty, and the unemployment rates keep climbing every day. Nigerians, please, let's not get it wrong this period. Please vote Mr. Peter Obi. Mr. Peter Obi is the only creative mind that we have among all the presidential candidates. Go and check it out. Please, let's leave tribalism by the side. Let's leave ethnicity by the side. Let's go for the right man for this job. Mr. Peter Obi has told Nigerians that if I win this election, you shouldn't go to sleep. Come and monitor what I am doing, if I'm doing what I promised. There is no presidential candidate that will tell you that. He is the only one who is engaging the youths. We all know the difficulty we face, hearing from Buhari. Buhari doesn't talk to Nigerians, and he doesn't want Nigerians to talk to him. We only hear his spokesperson come to tell us, but he doesn't come out to engage the youth. No town hall meeting, no time to listen to the youth. So guys, this is where we are getting it wrong.
The most significant one being personnel costs. The truth is, currently, there's not much that we can do to bring down the personnel costs. We have actually been managing our recurrent budget as tightly as we can, and what we have in our recurrent budget is largely non-discretionary, and we do not have much room to cut.
So guys, you can see that a larger portion of our revenue is used in servicing debt. As in, it's getting to the point that Nigeria may not even be able to service its debt. Honestly, because we lack creative leaders. We just borrow money, share them into our pockets, and begin to tax Nigerians to be paying for those debts. They are dependent on Nigerians to pay for the money they borrowed that they can't account for. Ask me, all the money that were borrowed, where are they? Ask me where the projects are. Where are the roads? Where are the schools? They can't even meet ASU demand. Honestly, look at how bad Nigeria has gone. Look at the kidnapping. Look at the unemployment. Look at the food prices. Things are going bad for the ordinary Nigerian. And you can imagine we are getting to the point that even servicing those debts is going to be a big fight for Nigeria. And still, at this point, Nigerians are not still ready to get it right. Please, we need a creative leader. We need a leader that has ideas that will come and show us the way forward. Fellow Nigerians, we need a leader that has some creative ideas to help us come out of this mess. Nigeria is in a mess. Please, let the truth be told. If you are there watching this video, please just look at how things are. Look at your own family. Look at where you are coming from. Look at your extended family. Look at how they are faring. Look at how insecurity is the talk of the town in Nigeria, because there are so many idle minds. Look at the unemployment level in Nigeria. This present government promised to give 100 million Nigerians job, but today we have more than 100 million Nigerians that have been thrown into poverty, and the unemployment rates keep climbing every day. Nigerians, please, let's not get it wrong this period. please vote Mr. Peter Obi. Mr. Peter Obi is the only creative mind that we have among all the presidential candidates. Go and check it out. Please, let's leave tribalism by the side. Let's leave ethnicity by the side. Let's go for the right man for this job. Mr. Peter Obi has told Nigerians that if I win this election, you shouldn't go to sleep. Come and monitor what I am doing, if I'm doing what I promised. There is no presidential candidate that will tell you that. He is the only one who is engaging the youths. We all know the difficulty we face, hearing from Buhari. Buhari doesn't talk to Nigerians, and he doesn't want Nigerians to talk to him. We only hear his spokesperson come to tell us, or him making some remarks during New Year or any of the festive periods. But he doesn't come out to engage the youth. No town hall meeting. No time to listen to the youth. So guys, this is where we are getting it wrong.
And that's why we keep submitting that the real solution is in growing our revenues, so we have a greater capacity to spend. It is because our revenues are so low that it looks like our expenditures are high.
So he's telling us that the real solution is in growing our revenue. We need to grow our revenue. But how can we grow our revenue when our leaders are not creative? They don't have creative ideas. Nigeria produces nothing. We don't have people that can sit down and use the negative happenings in Nigeria to create good job opportunities. We don't have people who can bring creative ideas on the table. Nigeria cannot generate enough revenue to take care of its expenses. So at the end of the day, we borrow to pay salaries. We borrow for subsidy. We borrow for almost everything we are doing. And I still see youths going to vote this, and I still see youths wanting to vote for Tinubu, wanting to vote for Atiku. These are old people that lack ideas.
So putting it in layman's terms, it's like earning 100 naira, and for every 100 naira you earn, you spend 80 naira of it paying back to your debtors. So in terms of our nation, we are making money to pay debts, whereas if we are to for economy growth, we are supposed to make money to build infrastructure, to grow the economy, and not to continue to service debt. Some key things as well around this is that the DG of the Budget Office, Mr. Ben Akabuizi, had said the real solution is growing our revenue. Unfortunately, what has been highlighted by the minister does not give hope or does not inspire hope in how this particular government hopes to increase or to grow our revenue. A huge debt burden to the next administration, whoever that may be. And that is the big, it says 7 trillion naira being passed on as debt to the next administration.
It's about 44.6 trillion. Then Ways and Means, 22.3 trillion. At interest rate of 18.5%. And then she talked about promissory notes, which she says are not really borrowings as such, but we are using borrowing promissory notes. That when you add all of this together, the next government is going to have a desktop profile of 77 trillion naira. In layman's language, what it means is that whoever is going to become president of Nigeria is going to inherit an empty treasury.
Yes.
The only problem now is that it is not possible for this administration to turn around and say, blame the PDP, blame Goodluck Jonathan. It's not Goodluck Jonathan that has created this. That was a missing segment of the explanation offered by the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning.
That finance bill that is overtaxing every sector of the economy, which will make Nigeria's corporate tax to go to about 36%, will be signed. Is it not this National Assembly that is a rubber stamp? It's been passed already. Let me shock you. The securitization that is illegal, that's at variance with Section 38, will be passed. They will securitize that loan in your presence. Is it not them? Lawbreakers, they will break the law. But they forget that this fiscal responsibility we're talking about is for our own good. Last year deficits, this year deficits. There's already big problem in fact, all the 18 presidential candidates, you see your problem, you should be crying. And please, I beg you, when they swear you in, whoever emerges in May 29, don't come and tell us Buhari has failed. We know he has failed already. Don't come and be telling us that like the APC was telling us about the failure of Jonathan. No, we don't want that. Don't come and clear Ogian stable. Please get to work. And please, I beg everybody, all Nigerians, we have to take some hard decisions. Subsidy has to go. Because we know the solutions to our problem. The indices are bad. 77 trillion. We have to look for a way to pay this money. As we speak today, recurrent expenditure over 8 trillion. We can't account for what we are doing with the money. We can't account for what we've done with Ways and Means. Last year, we made over 6 trillion in revenue. I think 6.7. We spent 5.4 trillion to service debts. Some people will open their mouth and say, Nigeria has a good debt to Nigeria has a good debt to GDP ratio. It's just 35%, one of the best in Africa. But they forget that Nigeria also have a revenue problem. We are not even making as much money as South Africa. Nigeria's per capita spending on citizen is $180. South Africa's per capita spending on citizen is $2,100 and something dollars.
So guys, we all know that the problem we have in this country when it comes to debt, as in borrowing, is this finance minister and the Senate president. These are the people that have always supported borrowing. You know, this woman always tells us that there is still space for us to borrow and be able to manage. That's what she always comes out to tell us. Then when you go to the Senate, we have the Senate President Lawal, who always approves anything, who always gives approval anytime Buhari asks for any borrowing. As in, anytime Buhari says he wants to borrow, you know, the Senate president does not waste time to give assent. He does not waste time to sign, to approve. I mean the APC cabals in the House of Assembly. I mean the APC cabals who are representing us. They don't waste time to approve anything borrowing. You know, because they know the money will end up in their own pockets. You know, when this money comes in, they share it to different ministries and all that. And who are the people? They're the people Buhari has positioned. They are the people who will enjoy this money and leave the ordinary Nigerians crying. Some Nigerians can't go to bed with food, as in they can't eat 3 square meals. But look at how much we have borrowed, both locally and internationally. We can't even service it. Soon it will get to the point that the people that gave us this money will want to come and claim some of our things in Nigeria. Things are not looking good. And you see some people still standing that they want to vote for APC and PDP. Who did this to us? Who did this to us?
Sick man that they close saying our president. If they talk, I mean they talk about say we don't suffer, we talk too much. Our clone president, if they don't reach, they can't come for us at beg. We don't want to be again. We want real person to fight for us.
My favorite candidate for this election is Peter Obi. So my reason goes thus. Actually, I don't have much to say, but at least this present government that we are in now, in fact, it was just the grace of God that we are still alive today. We have gone through a hell. So we want someone that can lead us, someone that can take us to a better, bright future.
Please, if you are an undecided voter, Mr. Peter Obi said he's going to block all these leakages. Mr. Peter Obi said he's going to stop the sharing formula. They borrow this money and at the end of the day, they share it. We don't get it. We don't feel the impact. Mr. Peter Obi said he's going to stop the sharing formula. Every state must be creative. Every state must compete with one another to bring out their best as a state. That is what Mr. Peter Obi is promising the Nigerian people. So guys, if you are still undecided, I tell you, Peter Obi is the right person to go for. We've never had it this bad in Nigeria. When APC took over, they said they are coming in to change things. They said they are going to turn Nigeria around. They said they are going to end insecurity. They said they are going to fix the economy. They said they are going to make Nigeria work again. Where are we today? Look at the level at which Nigeria has borrowed, but we have nothing to show for it. Look at our youths unemployed. Look at nothing is working in Nigeria. And I'm urging the youths, please go get your PVC. Please, if you are a northerner, don't look at Mr. Peter Obi's tribe. Look at his capacity. Mr. Peter Obi is a banker. He understands the economy. Mr. Peter Obi and his vice presidential candidate, they have created wealth themselves. Not like Tinubu that owns Lagos, that is being paid from the state government coffer. Mr. Peter Obi and Datti Ahmed, they've worked hard. They understand what it means to help the poor. So guys, I know you have heard it all, that Nigeria is in a very bad shape at the moment. Nigeria is in a critical condition at the moment. We need somebody that has creative idea. And we all know Mr. Peter Obi's capacity. If you can tell yourself the truth, you understand that Mr. Peter Obi is the most fit for this job. Please let us all come together and vote for Mr. Peter Obi. Go get your PVC. Ensure you organize your family and your kinsmen on the day of the election to vote for Mr. Peter Obi. Before the election day, ensure you teach them how to vote, how to thumbprint without any mistake. Please show them the Labour Party logo so that every one of us is going to vote and vote accurately. Let us vote for Peter Obi and Datti Ahmed. Please, if you're an Obidients out there, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give this video a like so that YouTube can